Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Saturday Night's Apocalypse. We are excited to have you here today for some D&D action. We're going to get back into our thrilling cliffhanger here in a moment. But first, if you were watching, you saw our lovely little promo video that we have at the beginning of our stream, and you can see all the lovely shows that we've got going on throughout the week. Something weird just happened to my screen. Anyway, you can see the full lineup of shows that we're doing currently below our faces, live on Twitch. If you're watching us on YouTube some point in the future, head over to our Twitch page. You can see whatever we've got going on right now. We play all sorts of games, from Good Society to Monster of the Week to Cypher, and even Masks on Tuesdays, and occasionally this new game called Land of Game as well. All sorts of fun things that you can come and watch us play, and we hope to see you there. But as said, today we're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and a very loose interpretation of the campaign module, Princess of the Apocalypse. I don't think we have any scheduled changes for this week. I think everything's going to be pretty much normal. Just preemptively, if I forget to say at the end of the stream, we will not have a game of this in 2 weeks. So it'll be after this. You'll have to wait a month to see us again in this venue, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and do our introductions. I'm going to let each of you tell the people out there who you are, where they can find you, and who you're playing here tonight, starting with Savannah.
Hello, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets. You can find me here most days when this channel is live. I'm pretty much here. Starting on Monday, you can also catch me on twitch.tv/Colonomicon playing games. And starting next Sunday night, you can catch me on twitch.tv/LBHack'emUp playing D&D, because I've lost it again, and I need some sort of schedule to hold my life together. So it's this one. Tonight, I'm playing Theodosia, or Thea, the Sea Elf Scout Rogue, who's currently being turned into a T-Rex a bunch, and is having just the time of her dang life.
I'm looking to see who I don't have.
It's
up
Alex.
Next. Alex.
Hello, it's Alex. It's me. I'm OMG. It's some guy on the internet. I'm here Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays. Next time you'll see me here is hopefully running our Masks game on Tuesday. Now that hopefully the winter weather that has been real pain in everyone's behinds is behind us. Hopefully we won't have any more schedule interruptions to our Tuesday game. Yeah, sometimes I stream on my channel. I don't think I've done it in over a month, so but tonight I am playing Jazz, the Warforged Artificer.
Hey everybody, it's me, RJ. You can catch me at Artificer282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I sometimes stream and tweet about the nerdy things in my life, like the Pokemon Day virtual concert that's going on right now. It has no right to be as good as it is. I play in a lot of games. As Savvy says, I need a schedule to keep my life together, and it's there sometimes when I tweet, I go live. Then today I'll be playing Yorha, who is a Wildfire Druid Tiefling, and also the one providing all of the T-Rex.
And
Last of Shake.
And I'm Jake. You can find me on Twitter at JakeBack27. I tweet things. I mostly retweet things. I'm only on this game right now. But I am playing Shellac, a tortoise monk. I'm also diving in a little bit into being a cleric with the character. It's very weird, and I'm still figuring it out. Now that events in the battle have made my one attack useless, I have to now figure things out. But it's fun.
And unfortunately won't have Orion here tonight. Had other obligations, so I think Savannah's going to be piloting Jonah for the first little bit here. And I am Val at the Kraken's Ground on Twitter and Twitch. I stream here all the time for live. I'm probably sitting here. That's pretty much it. I guess let's go ahead and get started. We'll do our recap in case anyone might have forgotten where you are at this point. Can't imagine. So we've got a really lovely little art piece that we've put together on Roll20, which we can't share due to the copyright things, but I think there's been images taken that will be shared with our Discord.
I feel like it's been edited enough that it counts as fair
Yeah, I'm gonna
use.
tweet it out and test the waters.
It's fair use, right?
Yeah, fair use. Yeah. So we've taken my my Kong token and given them Super Saiyan eyes and glowingness, and there's lightning effects. It's really good. So before all of that, previously on Saturday Night's Apocalypse, your crew had set their goal to taking out another one of these elemental cults, one of the last two remaining. Due to Thea's insistence and her history with this cult, specifically its leader Gar Shatterkeel, you decided to thwart the plans of the Cult of the Crushing Wave, venturing back into the Somber Hills, into the Desserin Valley. You found a lush jungle environment that seemingly having grown here in the past months from nothing. And that surrounded this Riverguard Keep, where you know the cult to be staying. Leaving your vehicle behind, you trekked through the jungles, avoiding numerous traps that had been placed throughout the jungle. Eventually, finding a small shack nestled within its depths, and met a dwarven druid named Mala. Who you were able to gain her favor through some good rolls and not just attacking them on sight. Mala told you a little bit about the history of this area, this region, some of its protectors, one of which the guardian of this forest, who had been seemingly imbued with some sort of power that had come through the land and has been the sort of source of this jungle flourishing out of nowhere. Knowing the dispensation of this guardian, Mala warned you that if you wished to gain their favor, you would have to likely prove your strength to them in combat. You accepted her aid, and she, through the use of her magic, she transported you to this plateau where you found a large ancient iron bell placed at the center of it, and ringing this bell, you summoned this beast, Kong, emerging from the forest, this 30-foot tall giant ape, brimming with an intelligence and power behind them. You challenged them to prove yourselves, and the fight began. Kong quickly using their elemental magics to summon lightning from the sky, which they used to attack you and bolster themselves. You transformed Thea into a giant, into a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And the epic battle between King Kong and this T-Rex has taken sort of center stage here. And in the last moments of our last session, you brought Kong down to a level where they were forced to sort of release their full power. A crash of lightning enveloping them. They began to sort of glow with this powerful primal energy. Their body itself wreathed in electricity and seemingly taking on a second form. And with Thea in its clutches and it just having wailed on a couple of you, that is where we're going to pick back up here today. So we ended with Kong taking their turn last time, so I wouldn't forget. So it is back to the 4/5 of you. With this now elementally imbued monkey in front of you with Kong reach their full power. You see their strength and their ferocity having grown, clutching Thea in one hand. They let out a earth-shattering roar that seems to quake the very plateau that you stand upon. Who would like to go first?
If it would be okay, I would like to go up and cast Insightful Maneuver on this to figure out if this Kong has any vulnerabilities.
I'm not familiar with the spell. Can you put it in the chat?
There you go. I have to touch it.
Okay. So does it have a saving throw? Because it says spell save DC, but it doesn't say in the text of the spell that it makes a save.
Let me just click. Well, spell save DC 14.
Yeah,
So
but it doesn't. I don't know if
guessing-
that's just. It might just be proccing whatever your spell's save is. It doesn't say in the text that it has any save. I'm just gonna say it happens because it looks like it's just something that happens when you touch the creature.
Yeah.
Okay, so your bonus
'cause it's-
action.
Yeah, because it's not like. Yeah, I don't think it's like an attack or anything.
No. So you've been in melee with this creature, fired off, and you kind of rush in and you place a hand on its body, and you feel this electricity kind of surging through you as you do. But you're able to sort of press in and get a divinely granted peek at its abilities and weaknesses. So, sorry, I had to refresh the page, and now I'm having to pull up their sheet again. There we go. You get to learn. Oh, no. Okay. It's faster to say you know how to take advantage of foes with this is the end of the turn. The target has vulnerability to one type of damage, your choice. So what are you going to give it vulnerability to?
I guess, can I give it vulnerability to piercing damage? If that's possible.
Yeah. It doesn't say it doesn't have any limitation for damage types. So you definitely
Right,
do
yeah. Okay.
that.
That's what my
And
teeth do.
and it's until the end of your turn, Shellac. So
Yeah.
you're the only one that'll get the benefits from this.
Right. Yeah.
But okay, you do give it. You can't give vulnerability to piercing damage. You also learn whether it has any vulnerabilities. It does not.
Okay. Well, with that, worth a shot. With that, I am going to make 2 unarmed strikes against it.
Go for it.
That's a 12.
That misses.
Yeah. And a 16, so that'll probably miss.
Also misses. Yeah.
Okay.
So unfortunately, even being able to imbue it with this weakness, you go for a strike, and Kong sort of feeling this brief moment of vulnerability, quickly lumbers to the side, kind of tumbling over the party and getting some distance from you, and your strikes miss. They do not connect. Anything else for your turn?
That's going to do it for me.
Okay.
Just
Who's next?
give me a moment. I'm doing some napkin math. Hey Val.
Yeah.
If I were to fly up another 50 feet, jump off my broom, turn into a sperm whale, and then try and hit King Kong with myself. It's
Oh,
it's
okay.
roughly 343 meters per second.
Listen, you're given so many things that you can do with this game to hurt things and then you decide, I don't want to do any of this. I want to make up some bullshit and have to make my
I turned
DM.
Thea into a T-Rex.
No, we'll do this. We're doing the sperm whale thing. I just need to figure some stuff out.
Okay.
Okay, 50 feet up. What's the weight of a sperm whale?
77 tons minimum.
All right, that sounds like D12s. All right, so 50 feet up.
I was already 50 feet, so it's 100.
100 feet up.
How quickly does
what?
it take something at 77 tons to reach terminal velocity?
I can't
Literally the
imagine
same
it's
amount.
that long.
The same
All right.
time.
Fine. We're doing this. So you're 100 feet up for every 10 feet, so it's 10. I'm gonna give you 10 D12
10d12.
bludgeoning damage
Uh,
that you're both gonna take
hell yeah.
from this, because the sperm whale's not immune to falling damage.
No. In fact,
Not a squirrel.
It's gonna take a lot more considering mass.
And the Kong is gonna get a dexterity saving throw against your spell's DC. We'll just say.
I'm just gonna. All right.
Fuck you, RJ.
I love all of you.
This is brilliant. Okay. Dex save is a 6. All right. 58 point. Now I have to decide, is this magical bludgeoning damage or non-magical
It's
bludgeoning
non-magical blood. Let's be fair here. It's non-magical bludgeoning damage.
damage? Okay. So Kong is going to be resistant to it.
Okay.
So that'll be 29.
Okay.
I don't want to punish you guys for these good ideas that you have. Out of the box thinking. I will never begrudge you. I don't want the audience or any of you to think that I'm giving RJ a hard time because of that. This is just not what I expected. I thought more T-Rex fights.
No, you find a sperm whale now.
All right, so you also take 58 points. I'm gonna say he's knocked prone too, based on the failing the dex save.
If I were to
so
choose either knock prone or drop Thea, I would pick drop Thea instead.
Oh no, he's holding on to Thea.
Oh no, honey.
I found a calculator to determine terminal velocity based on weight and a cross section of the size of the sperm whale. This
Yes,
thing
please.
would be falling at about 428 meters a second when it hits
Okay.
terminal velocity.
Yeah, in a real world situation, that sperm whale is chunks on the
Just
ground.
A flesh missile. Oh, that was awful.
All right.
I'm sorry, Jake. You're gonna have to go to the corner for that one.
Alright, bye,
The
y'all.
sperm whale slams into Kong, who is then just crushed to the ground. It's still holding Thea in one hand, but not having expected that at all, and has a big old whale on his back. Do you have anything resembling the stats for a sperm whale?
Yeah, D&D Beyond, because sperm whales are in Icewind Dale.
Oh, wonderful. All right, there we go. And so you take 58 points of damage as well from the fall, and that's where we're at now. Who's next?
Jonah's probably gonna stab.
Jonah can stab.
Can Jonah stab twice?
Yes, Jonah stabbed twice.
Jonah stab. 23?
Hits.
This is Iron Fang. Is 14 piercing and 5 thunder damage.
Okay.
Jonah stab again. 21?
Hits.
That's 16 damage. Jonah have spell slots left?
Probably.
Hold on. No, smite's radiant damage, so no.
Yes.
I guess he'll just do that. And hold on to bless.
Which, as we learned last time, he's not immune to radiant damage. He's just resistant to it. So you're gonna get a half effectiveness on it.
How many spell slots does he have? Sure, why not? We smite. Oh, that's not the right thing.
All right, another so 5 points of damage. All right. So Jonah stabbing out with Iron Fang, trying to do his part to bring down this creature. All right, that's Jonah's turn.
I guess Jazz will run forward now that, having been brought prone, he is probably able to be within 10 feet to rebuff some shields for people.
That's a good idea.
Um,
Probably get everyone except for... Oh, well, I guess Yorha is there too now. So you can give some temp HP to the sperm whale as well.
Yep. And everyone gets 12. And then for action, going to attempt an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. I don't have a sperm whale token, obviously, but I do have a killer whale, so I'm going to throw that out on the board.
Close enough.
That is already 25. With Bless becomes 27 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. That is 14 points of cold damage.
All right. 14 cold damage. All right. You said you blast into King Kong with this this cold ray of booze.
Yep. I assume he has not been eating fermented fruits or anything of late. Because I guess he does still need to make a Constitution saving throw to see if he gets poisoned.
Oh,
And it's just if he's had alcohol, he's at disadvantage.
you know what? I'll give him disadvantage. This monkey's living it up out here, and that's a 22 disadvantage.
That saves.
Would you
Like
say
fermented fruits? That like
99 bananas? He's drinking 99 bananas. That's what he's doing.
yeah. Okay, that is Jazz's turn. Or we get their temp HP up. I think the only person who hasn't gone is Thea.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna stab the monkey.
Stab the monkey.
I am.
You are
restrained?
restrained.
Okay.
You're also still hasted.
Yeah.
Or no, you're not restrained. You're just grappled.
Just grappled? Okay, so just regular.
Yeah.
Okay, with Wind Vein, that's a 29 on the first one.
Hits.
That one's bad. That's a 14.
Misses.
On the second one.
Is that with bless? Or are you bless?
Oh, no, that wasn't with Bless. Hold on, so 14.
You could potentially hit with bless.
18.
Hits.
Okay, so that's Wind Vein, and then Sneak Attack, and then Greg, and then one more attack action.
Okay. Don't roll the lightning damage.
Okay. One more with Wind Vane is a 27 to hit.
27 does it. Yeah, sorry. I was looking at something and my brain stopped working.
Got sneak attack, Wind Vane. Greg, no lightning damage. Eh. $42.
42 points of damage. All right.
And he's heavy.
You
He's twice as heavy.
jab. He's pretty heavy already. He has a whale on his back. You jab Windvane down, the spear driving in deep, and the electricity surging over it. You watch as the electricity doesn't have any negative effects, but does kind of coalesce and it's like drawn into his body. Since he takes lightning damage, he gets to recharge his lowest level missing spell slot. He does not have any missing spell slots, which means he, as a reaction, he gets to cast a lightning based spell attack. So he is going to use his reaction to discharge, and well, does he just? Yeah, he's gonna chain lightning again. I think it's going to be at the sperm whale, as well as Jonah, and I was trying to decide between Jazz and Shellac. We'll go for Jazz because I think you are made of metal.
Yeah. This is a dex save.
Dex save from everyone I just named.
That's a nope from me, dog.
Jonah got a 12.
And how much
fail.
is Jonah's aura bonus?
It is. Is it equal to
Also,
his
plus still
charisma? So plus
counts.
5.
You'll
No.
still have blessed.
Yes, plus 5. Sorry.
Yeah, so with Bless and Jonah, that brings me up to 15. I think I'm going to use my Flash of Genius to get myself up to a 20. And
Okay.
hope that's good enough.
That is good enough. So Jazz succeeds. What about Jonah?
15 total?
Fails. Who else did I name?
Failed.
Monkey fails. Oh wait, I got a third. Wait, I always forgot. It's 3 people plus. Can I get all of you? Oh yeah. Shellac, also make a save.
All right. That's 21.
You succeed. So that is 32 points of lightning damage, reduced to half for everyone that succeeded. Shellac, I don't know if you have evasion or not at your level.
No,
Okay.
I don't yet.
Because you multi-class, that's right. Okay. That is... I assume that's the end. Oh, sorry.
So I've definitely saved on my concentration check for haste, so you're still
Good.
speedy.
Also, there is no longer sperm whale.
Okay, sperm whale gone. I'll just delete Shamu. All right. At the end of your turn, he's finally going to use his legendary action, and he's going to use all 3 of his legendary actions to use his King's Fury, one of his mythic actions, in which Kong attempts to obliterate one creature within his grasp. I need you to roll strength save for me.
Oh no. $15?
Fails.
Okay.
With bless.
No? 16?
Fails.
Okay.
You feel his grasp constrict around you, trying to break the bones, break your bones. You take 60 points of bludgeoning and 39 lightning.
I'm resistant to lightning damage.
Okay.
Can you say those numbers again, please?
It was 60 bludgeoning.
Okay.
I think that alone is enough to get you to see.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Unless you, I guess you could uncanny dodge.
I'm just trying to figure out if I die outright.
Oh, that's a good point. So it's 39 lightning, reduces 19 lightning. So a total of 79 points of damage.
Okay, what's the rule?
It's up
Has
to
to
your
be
max.
your max. Your max is like 96.
Right now it's
You're fine.
96.
Yeah, you're good. You're not dead.
I just want to make sure.
You're unconscious though.
I'm extremely unconscious and probably broken. Okay.
All right. Thea knocked out from that grasp. It is now Kong's turn. He is going to make... Let's see. Yeah, he's going to make 2 attacks. We're going to say one is going to be against Jonah. That's a 31.
Oh, I don't know. Let me double check his arbor class. Yes.
That's 42 bludgeoning.
Oh my.
The other one's going to be against... yeah, he's going to do another fist attack. The other one's going to be against Yorha.
The minimum damage he can do.
20 to hit.
There's a chance I can live. Great.
40 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm making a barbarian next time around.
You mean next session? All right, that's gonna be it for Kong's turn. Back to y'all.
Jazz will rush. So is Thea still in Kong's grasp, or did he just kind of let her flop out?
I'll say that he dropped her after the crush, so dropped her on the ground.
Okay, so Jazz will rush over to her, cure wounds with the arcane firearm. We'll do this
Shoot healing at her.
probably just first level, because second level isn't gonna matter if he hits you again. But at least
That's
it'll get
fair.
you up. So you will get 11 points of healing. And then for bonus action, immediately temp HP. That is 8 points for everyone. And just kind of said, you passed out for a second, but you are still speedy. Go. Because I do still have haste stuff on you.
Oh yeah. She was very fast, unconscious. You process this all much quicker. Okay, so 13 temp HP to everyone.
8 temp HP.
Or 8 temp HP to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That is going to be your turn. Kong's going to go and use one of his legendary actions to thrash. Or I should say one of his mythic actions to thrash and make 2 more fist attacks. He's going to do one against Jazz.
Yep.
That hits. It's 32.
Yeah.
And 40 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So, okay, that's the HP, and now I need to make a concentration check on the haste.
Yeah, DC 20.
Less. So if I'm still close enough to Jonah. Yeah, that becomes a 20 because I rolled a 6
Nice.
plus 7
Ooh.
plus 5 plus 2.
That's good. Means Thea doesn't lose her next turn. Okay, so yeah, slams into you, punching the robot across the ground just as you've been able to heal Thea. I think, Thea, you're looking up at Jazz and suddenly, she's just not there anymore. The second one is going to make another fist attack at... he really didn't like that sperm whale thing. He's going to go for Yora on this. That's a 21.
That's a hit. There's a chance I could die outright from this.
He is not going to hit you. He is going to grapple you.
Oh, that's nice.
So you are now within his clutches. That's it for his legendary action. Next move.
Yorha makes a middle finger at the monkey, and then Matilda floats up next to him. Can I get Kong to make a dex save as he uses fiery teleportation?
You son of a bitch. Yeah. That's a 4.
Wow. Okay. You know what,
It's
Matilda?
not a Dexy monkey.
My girl's trying her best. 1d6 plus proficiency bonus. 3. 5 points of fire damage as Yorha is teleported away from him.
All right. 5 points of fire damage.
Actually, Theus
Oh.
could just
Okay.
do fucking her best.
So yeah, that is the end of his legendary action. Or no, it's your turn. So yeah, what else do you do?
Would it dispel magic on him, bring him out of mythic form? Or is that like an innate ability?
It's an innate ability. Yeah, it's not really something you can dispel.
Oh, I'm dumb. Anyway. Great. I'm going to try a... I'm gonna go down next round anyway. Yorha's a T-Rex now.
Great, get the T-Rex back on the field.
I have 20 HP. And I'm pretty sure sneak attack could outpace a T-Rex bite.
Okay.
I don't have any more actions, so that's it for me. Wait. No. You know what? Fuck this thing. I'm going to use some sorcery points to quicken the polymorph, so it's a bonus action. And now I can make a bite attack.
Oh. Okay.
Tyrannosaurus. I should have had this up.
I have the... You should have access to the sheet on Roll20.
Too many sheets. Too many
I think I gave everyone access to it.
At the very top.
And I make two attacks. So here's the bite.
You have to make the 2 attacks against 2 different creatures.
Yeah.
Because one of them's a tail. Can't attack the
okay.
same target.
So it's a 28 to bite for... The server has fucked me up once again. 23 points of piercing damage.
All right, 23 points of piercing damage. Okay. The T-Rex locks its jaws onto Kong once again, ripping at the toughened hide of this mythic beast. That's it for your turn?
Yes.
All right. He's going to do another mythic action to make 2 more attacks. Both of them against the T-Rex.
Yep.
He does not want that thing. It's a 29
That's a hit.
for 39 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. I passed that first check. Thank you.
And then a 26 for 37 bludgeoning damage.
Oh boy. All right, I'm still up.
Still on concentration?
Yep.
All right. He just T-Rex locks on the jaws of the. You see Kong's face grow furious once again as this creature that he keeps destroying keeps popping back up. He just begins to wail down on it again and again, thrashing and trying to destroy it. That is the end of his mythic action. Who's next?
I guess I'll go.
Yeah, it's either going to be Jonah, Thea, or Shellac. Haven't gone yet. Yeah, go for it, Thea.
Would it be shitty to have Jonah heal me?
No.
Great. He's got all of his
If-
lay on hands.
I mean, if he wasn't, I was planning on doing it.
Just a little bit. How many does he have? He's got like 45. Okay, I'm gonna use some of those on me. Not that many. There we go. Okay. A little bit. Thanks, Jonah. Appreciate it. And then I'm gonna stab the monkey.
Okay, so Jonah takes his turn action to lay on hands.
Yeah.
You.
He can't
Okay.
really do anything as a bonus action. Oh wait, he's
Okay.
got to make a
And that-
concentration check. I don't think I can
Unless-
beat that. He went from 79 down to 37. I think I can beat that. Well, unless.
that was from the chain lightning earlier.
Yeah.
Or from did he get punched? Yeah.
No, it's from the chain lightning.
It's a DC 16.
Oh, he's got a plus 11. That's like 26.
Okay, yeah, he's good.
Good job, buddy. Proud of you. Now I'm going to stab the monkey punch.
Okay.
That's a 22 for the first one.
22 will hit.
I'm just gonna do... Lightning was bad last time. I'm gonna do these with Greg.
Okay.
Okay. 20... That's a 30 to hit.
Hits.
And... a 29 to hit.
Hits.
Hell yeah. Okay, Greg. Don't let me down, buddy. Nine, 10, 15, 17, 19, 22, 28, 34, 40 slashing damage.
Oof.
Greg.
40 points of slashing damage as you cleave across Kong's form with Greg. Again, kind of falling down one knee as the weight compounds. All right. That it for your turn?
Yes.
Okie dokie. So I'm going to use his last legendary or mythic action then. And he's going to thrash one more time. So 2 more fist attacks. Ooh, who does he go for? T-Rex or the person? I think he's gonna go for the T-Rex. First one was bad. That's an 18.
Still hits. T-Rex have
Okay.
13.
29 bludgeoning.
Yup. Do I have a 2? No, that's Dex. Sorry. Wow,
And
that's not gonna. Yorha's back.
Oh well. The second attack comes to Yorha then. It's only a 16 to hit though.
Yeah, that's my AC.
Oh. 23 bludgeoning.
And he's down.
So as Yorha poofs back to normal existence and is like falling a little bit as the form as the form retreats, the second punch comes straight, connecting with his body. You get that slow motion punch animation as his body then ragdolls across the field, just until he comes to a rest.
Anime roll.
Yeah, and he is unconscious. So Shellac, it is your turn.
Okay, well, I was thinking about punching the monkey, but now I think I want to go make sure Yorha doesn't die. So I'm gonna run over to wherever his body is laying in the ground like Yamcha from DBZ, just in the dirt. I'm gonna do a cure wounds.
I could see a problem with the initiative, like the way it is with death saves.
What do you mean?
Like
when you make?
When you make the death saves. So if everyone is not occupied, then you're basically up all the time. We'll discuss a little bit more after the game.
Yeah, we can talk about it. All right, go ahead, Shellac. So you're gonna go try to.
Yeah, cure wounds, 7 healing.
All right, Yorha, you are awake, whether you want to be or not.
I told you never to wake me up.
I just kind of like try to pat him on the back, but it's okay. But I'm honestly like panicking a little bit.
Okay.
And that is going to do it for me.
Alrighty then. Okay. It's going to be Kong's turn then. And they're going to do something a bit different. Instead of punching, seeing everyone sort of scattered around, holds up their fists and then slams them both down on the ground. And you feel the earth begin to sort of move underneath you. And they're going to cast Forest of Spears. As stone spears begin to jut up from the ground, stabbing out from the earth itself. That seems to almost strike out at you. I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws.
What's the minimum damage on Forest of Spears?
More than you have.
Yeah, I'm down.
How many of us can we say are within Jonah's area?
Definitely Thea. Jazz, you're still up there. I would say everyone except for Shellac and Yorha.
Okay.
Don't forget about Bless. I'm trying to remember
Bless
what
is still
Bless
up, so.
applies to.
Attack rolls and saving throws.
So with Jonah's bonus, I'm at 21.
Jonah's bonus.
I got a
so 21,
25,
both succeed.
and Jonah got a 15.
Okay. So on a...
I'll use my flash of inspiration to bump him up to 20.
Okay. So I'm reading through the text here. Creatures in the air take 5d8 piercing damage and are restrained. Successful. So it's going to be 23 points of piercing damage, or half if you succeeded.
I take none.
Oh yeah,
'Cause I have
evasion.
evasion.
Sorry, Restraints, he's 2d8. Okay, that's right. So those of you that failed, who failed? Just Yorha. Yorha is impaled on one of these spears, which then juts up out of the ground, sort of suspending him aloft, as he is now held, sort of impaled there. The rest of you avoid being restrained by the spears. So Yorha, you are unconscious and restrained now. That will end Kong's turn.
If we succeeded that throw, did we take damage? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. It was 23 points of piercing damage, reduced to half if you succeeded.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Oh boy. And
All right. So back to your guys' turns.
So the fun fact about the wildfire spirit is it stays up even if I'm unconscious. So Matilda's gonna use a bonus action to spit out some fire at Kong.
Okay.
I just want to get that out of the way real quick.
And we'll just go ahead and have you make your death save too.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh, you also take. No, not a hit.
That's a no. I mean, for Yorha, that's a 9, so that's a nope on the death save.
Okay, you also take 11 points of piercing damage at the start of your turn because you're restrained.
That's a
So you
death
fail
fail.
another. That's another death fail.
Yeah, does a 19 hit Kong
19 does.
for 6 points of fire damage?
Every bit counts.
Every bit.
I assume Matilda gets the same bonus as you for the resistance immunity.
No,
should-
the resistance immunity is resistance negation is only on fire spells.
Okay, so all right, so he is resistant to that then. Okay, that is Yorha's turn, who is not looking good.
Jazz will rush over. Level 1 cure wounds.
He's in the
Get
air.
back up.
Isn't he?
Let me check the spell.
I
Yours
assume that was more flavor.
No, that is literally the text of the spell. Let's see. It doesn't have. It doesn't have the length of. It doesn't have the height of the spears on here. But I will say that you can get to him for a heal.
I mean, Jazz is pretty tall, standing
Yeah.
on tippy toes, and yeah, so. Okay, that's pretty good. That's 15 regular healing, and then bonus action is going to give everyone some more temp HP. That's 8 more temp HP.
Okay.
Just let me die already.
You are still impaled on this right now, as you wake up impaled by this spear.
I'm not allowed to die until we beat this thing.
All right, who's next?
What kind of check is it to bust out of the restrained? Is it strength?
It is strength or dexterity, your choice.
Dexterity we go. How's a 19 do you?
You have to use your action though, so it would be on your turn.
That's fine. I will use my action to bust out.
Okay, we had already done your turn though, because with the,
the death
death
save.
saving throw.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah. I think the way I'll rule is if you're down because of the advantages you guys get with this sort of combat system. The disadvantage would be death saves and all that will happen at the start of the. Yeah.
Okay.
So that Jazz has gone, Yorha has gone. What about the others?
Can Jonah pull him off the thing?
Yeah, he could.
Let's have him do that.
He can either pull it off or you can try to break it. Either way.
We'll just pull him off. Try
Okay.
to pull him off.
It's strength or dexterity
A save or a check?
check.
He pretty strong. Oh, that's good. 19?
That succeeds. Yeah. Pulls Yorha off of this kind of askew stone spear that he's been impaled through. It's a nasty wound, but you are free now. Okay, so that's Jonah's turn.
I'm gonna attack.
All right, attack.
The monkey.
Attack.
Attack. Okay. Greg, let's say 22.
That will hit.
A 17. Wait, plus. An 18?
Hits.
Okay. That one. And a 29.
Also hits.
$38.
38 points of damage.
All slashing.
All right, 38 points of damage as you drive your sword into the creature, trying to end it in any way that you can. That is Thea's turn. Kong's going to use 2 of his legendary actions to use his Storm Herald Mythic ability, and is going to use it on... Well, we'll just go with Thea. Because you just stabbed him.
Yeah, I did a lot.
Thea, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
As a bolt of lightning comes
Okay.
crashing down on you.
Cool. It's 25.
25 succeeds, so you take no damage.
Yeah.
All right. The lightning strikes the ground, exploding the soil underneath you, but you completely avoid its effects.
And then I make this face.
That is, I think, only person who hasn't gone to Shellac then for this round.
Yeah, I think I am going to do something I haven't done ever. I'm gonna use my quarterstaff and do a two-arm attack, two-handed attack with it against the monkey.
Okay. Smack the monkey.
That's 24.
That hits.
11 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend a key point and do 2 unarmed strikes.
You still get another attack, or because you still have extra attack. So you could do 2 quarterstaff attacks, and then you can do your
that. All right, then yeah, let's do that. I think I read that wrong then. That is a critical hit.
Nice.
So that is 14 bludgeoning.
All
And
right.
and then we'll do the 2 unarms. 25
Hits.
for 5 piercing, and then 12, which will miss.
Misses. Even still, with the amount of hit points he had left, Shellac deals the final blow
Oh my
against
god.
Kong, leaping into the air, twirling your quarterstaff over. Even with the resistance to the bludgeoning damage, it was still enough to slam down. You like crack him over the head with the quarterstaff with your final strike. And in that moment, you see there's kind of like a sputtering of like the electricity, and the energy just flowing through Kong sort of dissipates as he staggers backwards away from you, and the storm overhead breaks free, and you see Kong go down to actually both of their knees, just with huge heavy impacts into the earth, the whole ground shaking underneath them. Breathing heavily, they hold up one massive hand, signaling their defeat.
I'm gonna start using this way more. I just kind of look towards everybody as I'm just holding my like staff. Like, are you kidding me?
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Uh-huh. Maybe. I don't...
Jonah,
Hey,
heal
does
you some
everything
more.
hurt? Does everything hurt for everybody?
Little, yeah.
Jonah, heal you 20.
It didn't ever come into play, but I just remembered Jonah had lightning resistant armor from one of my infusions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I don't. Well, he did take the lightning damage from the.
He probably
Class
has a little
4.
more health, but in terms of like he never lost
Yeah.
concentration on anything.
Yeah, no, I think it all worked out in the end.
I did my best.
No, he did good. I don't think that would even be on his sheet. Anyway, so that good. So as you all kind of recover and have that moment to sort of survey your surroundings, all of you being very badly hurt, you see Kong lower the hand and kind of sit back on their legs, taking a more a less aggressive position. And they survey all of you with these dark eyes. And then he speaks.
It has been long since any challengers have defeated me.
Wait, you can talk?
Yes.
Great.
What? Oh wow.
What are your names?
I'm Thea. I was the first and second T-Rex.
I'm Shellac. I was the one that hit you with the stick. I did it.
I'm Yorha. I was the whale and the third T-Rex. I'm gonna go lie down over there.
Please don't bleed out.
I am Jazz.
Hi, I'm Jonah.
Why have you sought me? To what purpose do you enter my lands?
We wish to confront and defeat what did you say they were? The crushing wave?
Yeah, the crushing wave.
The cult that has infiltrated this land and been corrupting it, growing a creature beneath the earth. And we seek your might to aid us in our battle against them.
I'd imagine this would be the case. Many have walked through my jungles. Many who did not follow the right permissions, nor sought audience with me. I have hunted those that I could, but some have slipped through my grasp. If you seek to stand against this evil presence that has corrupted these lands, then I believe our goals are aligned.
Cool.
We thank you, great guardian of the forest, jungle. I'm trying to remember what Mala called him.
Pretty much the world, Jazz. Look how big he is.
Thunder Monkey. I just gotta point you a Thunder
Okay.
Monkey.
She said of the jungle.
Do you have a name? Or just Guardian, sir?
Turn to monkey.
I've held many names over the centuries. Guardian, Lord, King. But you may call me Kong.
Cool. See, when he says he's a king, I believe him. That seems legit. I met this other lady who kept calling herself a queen of stuff, but I'm pretty sure it was all crap.
Yeah, we took her spear.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that was hers.
The weapon you are wielding,
Me?
is that what you speak of?
Yeah.
May I see it?
Sure. It didn't work super good on you. Never
Reaches
experienced
out
that
His
before.
fingers.
Yeah, reaches out and takes it like a toothpick, and holds it between his fingers, inspecting it, before handing it back to you.
This is an ancient relic. Another of you carries one similar.
He gestures to Jonah
Oh yeah, Iron Fang.
with his.
These items hold great connection to the powers that are plaguing these lands. To wield them against these primordial magics shows great resolve. Many would be corrupted by their influence.
It's really fun too. I'm just saying. I never used a spear before.
I imagine your innocence has much to do with your lack of being swayed to the will of these powerful artifacts.
Okay. Is that a compliment?
Mostly.
Okay.
Backhanded.
He did backhand me pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, he doing a lot of backhanding.
You're super strong.
What is it you would ask of me in your war against this cult?
You want to throw down with some sort of mechanized monster?
There's another cult that's like summoning or building a big monster thing.
You speak of the fires growing in the north.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
It would be really cool if we had somebody that was more its size. Kind of put some backup in there, you know?
I would aid you in this matter, but I cannot leave these jungles while the cult of the crushing wave still carries on in their experiments.
Cool. We're gonna murder them.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. That's next on our list. This is our first big to-do.
After that, it's grocery shopping, milk, eggs, that whole
Oh
thing.
my gosh, I'm
Gotta go
starving.
to the bank.
I would assist you in this attack, but they have warded their fortress.
We
I
may,
cannot cross its boundaries.
we may be able to disrupt these wards.
If you do so, and assist me in striking down this cult and their leader, then I will aid you in quenching these fires.
Do you know of the giant moth that has been seen in these lands of late?
Yes. The creature is kin to me, though they have become agitated by the ill magics that have plagued this forest jungle. She is a kind beast, But given the activities, I would recommend avoiding her. She will be prone to strike at outsiders. Once this infection has been purged, I believe she will return to her prior state, and perhaps will aid you in your cause as well.
Thank you for this knowledge and information. If we are successful in disrupting the wards, is that something you will be able to sense, or will we need to signal you in some capacity?
I will be nearby. I will know once this magic has been dealt with, and I will make my strike swift and violent. I would suggest that you leave as soon as you can, once the wards are disrupted.
We'll do some big disruption. That's what we're known for.
The Kong sort of begins to stand back up, towering once again over you, before speaking.
I must rest and recover from this battle. It was hard fought. You are fearsome warriors. When this is said and done, I would like to battle you again.
Yeah. I'll hold you to that, big guy. Oh.
He turns and retreats back towards the tree line.
It will be like 6 levels higher if everything is all done by then.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Oh my gosh. Like, that's going to be a crazy battle.
All right. You have defeated King Kong. Just the outline of the art remaining in the sky, like Mufasa on the background here.
Simba.
Remember who you are.
I will fight you again, and next time I won't hold back.
Oh my god. All right. I'm deleting it if everyone is taking their screenshots and was going to do that. Okay. You have you've completed your goal here. What's the plan? You guys just returning back to Mala right now?
I think that would be a good idea and get some rest before moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. Okay. You gather your things, helping each other to various degrees, back down the slope to the jungles to gather with Mala once again. I think we're going to go and take our break here, actually, because we're getting close to that time, so we'll take it now and then have a longer go in the second half. So, good job, guys. That got very hairy in the end. I was
I mean, it was
a
hairy
little bit
from the
worried.
start with a giant ape.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you everyone out there for watching, for the new follows. Really appreciate it. We'll be back in a few minutes to continue our session here today. So hang out with us in the chat, get some water, get something to eat, and take your meds, whatever you need to do right now. And we'll see you all back here very soon. Welcome back, everyone.
But I give no warning.
Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with us on our break. And I'm as thrown off as you did last time, Savannah.
I told you I was gonna do it. I don't know what
I
else
know,
I can
it's-
say to you.
It still throws me off.
Don't
yeah,
tell the
thanks,
stream what
thanks
I
for
did.
I won't. You'll have to find out in the after show. Woo. Join our Discord. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get back into it. Your group, the Whiskey Delegation, has defeated King Kong and gained their alliance. Now, you head back to Mala. Then we're just going to trek back to you guys at her hut, back outside of there. And she comes down the steps of the structure, seeing you all approaching, looking bloodied and very beaten up, and says, "Now I have to remember her voice." She says, "Well, it seems that you're all alive still."
We kicked his ass.
But he very much kicked our asses.
She doesn't need to know that, Shell.
He is an insightful enough individual. I'm sure she could already tell.
You all look like shit. But you're alive, which speaks a lot. Did you accomplish your purpose in speaking with the Guardian?
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Do you have like a cot or like floor space with a roof on it?
Why do you ask?
Well, kind of want to take a nap, honestly.
Oh. If you're looking for a place to stay while you rest or recover, you may stay here. I don't have much space. The only bed is my own, so you will have to sleep on the floor, or you could rest underneath the house if you like. You may do so as you wish.
Yorha will walk past underneath the house, and you just hear a.
Well, is there planning we should do now or after an evening's rest?
I'm pretty sure at least one of my ribs is broken.
I think a good long rest before we plan anything is probably the best idea.
All right. Rest, I'll have food brought down to you, and you may stay here for as long as you need. She heads back up the stairs to her home, and giving you guys some time to rest and recover. So, if you want to, I assume you guys are taking a long rest.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and do that. Recover yourself back up to full.
Now, Hero's Feast that we got is 24 hours or until the end of the long rest? Or I guess what may be a better question is, will the extra HP still matter by the time we get into whatever we're up to next?
Because it just lasts for 24 hours. I guess you would still have the if you are going to be heading out immediately to take care of business over at the fort, you would still have this the next day. So you can keep the benefits for now.
I guess that is part of what we need to discuss if we're just heading straight from Mala's to go deal with the fort, or if we are gonna head back to Summit Hall, resupply or whatever.
Well, I don't know if we need any supplies, and so I think we could just take off right after the rest.
Yeah, I mean, it's there. I can't think of a reason we would need to go back to Summit Hall.
I mean, aside from maybe we can just get, if we get any information from Mala about this cult, then that's about it. But that's just a conversation and not a big to do.
Well, let's go ahead and, if you guys are all long rested, either way, we'll skip to the next morning, and you guys go and have this conversation in real time. So the next morning, when Yorha finally wakes from their coma, and the four of you with Jonah can have this conversation. She brings down some food for you all to snack on while you try to make your plan.
But we're already here, so why don't we take care of the water cult?
Yeah, I don't see a
That
reason
may-
to go all the way back.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna. We're not gonna be able to tell them that we're gonna get help from Kong until after we do this, and so, it would be kind of redundant or unnecessary. I mean,
Yes, I believe we are in agreement. Was simply raising the possibility. So then I suppose the question is, can we figure out anything about the... Is there at Riverguard Keep? I believe, but figure out anything about the fortress and what these wards are and how best to disrupt them. Thea, is there any chance if we approach the gates claiming to have captured you that the leader would be inclined to let us in so he could deal with you? Would that be a possible way for us to get inside?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, if you told him where I was from and that I was coming to assassinate him, that's true. Don't have to lie.
Yeah, but then, like, get in the gate, bring you out, he executes you on the spot, and that puts us in a fight.
I mean,
I could turn
We
you into
have-
a T-Rex again.
that would be fun. It was pretty successful last time. I also have the badge and stuff from the law. So if he thinks I'm working with them,
I could also claim that I'm still part of the fire cult, extending an olive branch out to them for a collaborative effort. You're a gift.
You would know.
don't they hate each other?
They hate each other.
Right.
An olive branch is way beyond possibility with between the water and the fire.
You know, it sans that idea. Or
So
scrap it.
you might think I have information about the law and Summit Hall and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Because if they're kidnapping delegates and stuff, you know. Or I could sneak in. We could find like a back gate or like a drain. There's got to be something if this keep is on the water.
yeah.
Mala nods and she's kind of listening to this from the edges and says, I would recommend that you go and look at the structure for yourself, then you'll see it might not be exactly what you expect.
Okay. Scouting's kind of my whole thing. So,
Any native fauna that are seen around the cult temple. I could shift into one and take a peek around.
I would recommend something aquatic in that case.
Quipper
I'm
it
aquatic.
is.
See?
I don't think I can turn into you. Maybe if I had like some hair dye.
Have you tried?
You know what? Because I think it's funny. Your hot turns into a quipper, and then immediately suffocates, and then turns back to your ha.
Are you proud of yourself?
Just a little.
Did you think that was funny?
Hilarious.
It was kind of funny. I'm just saying if it helps, I can breathe water.
Not need to breathe, but I do know a spell that would allow those of you who have that issue the ability to breathe underwater.
Have that issue, breathing.
There you go. Problem solved.
Who are afflicted with this condition.
Called asthma.
Don't we have didn't we have get like potions of like yeah, bottled breath.
Yeah.
So I know that we have that.
Oh, true. We do have those too.
Yeah.
We got plenty of options. Look, we have options to deal with a problem.
So
Instead
we're
of
just gonna drive truck base through the front
Through
gate.
the front gate.
we're all gonna take bottled breath and we're gonna do all of them. We're gonna do all of them.
You
at
could just do the sperm whale plan again.
once. God.
This we could.
I mean,
Lear, I got it. We all get on the surfboard. And then we fly up. And then we all hang on to Yorha. And then he turns into a whale. And then we just cruise him on down.
It's gonna hurt.
You?
Yeah. I'm not exactly the bulkiest boy.
You would be a whale. It's like the definition of the bulkiest boy. You ever seen a whale?
Yeah, I've turned into one.
Do you think?
Yeah, I
Can you
did.
see yourself if you're a whale? Because their eyes are on the side. Now it's a legitimate question. When you're a whale, can you see yourself?
No.
Any of
Okay.
us truly see ourselves?
Oh gosh, please! It's too early, Jazz.
it got real existential real quick. And I think Shellac just kind of goes and just stares off in the middle distance.
Oh no, we're gonna lose him again. Jonah, hit him.
And I just kind of snap.
Not
out
like
and,
the time you guys killed him, though.
I said that y'all could kick my ass. It's fine.
And we did.
Yeah.
Too much. Okay. Scout out. Fort. Place. Keep. Make plan. With resources. Kill
Yep.
cult people.
Along the way or after? We do all the planning.
After plan. Got plan to get in. Get in. Kill.
Okay.
More planning as necessary.
Great.
All right. You, so Mala, hearing this says, sounds like you all know what you're doing then.
I wouldn't go that far.
I will escort you past the limits of past the traps. And then you should be able to continue upriver to the keep.
Oh, you are going to have to reset a couple of them.
I've already been working on that, yes.
Not because we didn't find them, but because I wanted to see what they would do.
Did you find them to your liking?
Yeah, the big swinging one is rad. That'd kill
Good,
me in
that's
one
my
hit, I'm
favorite, too.
pretty sure. Man, such a
That's
big
the idea.
bone. Do you think if you got one like that, but you made it wide, and then you got a bunch of, like, dragon teeth or something, and then it swung swing down. Do you know how many people you could get with that at once?
Probably more than one.
I think it'd be a
Yeah.
lot funnier if you get like a punji pit real quick in the path of one. So they step down and they're trapped, and then the log.
That's good too.
You know, if you're looking for work after this, you can. I've been needing to find some more contractors.
Hell yeah.
I have a lot of ideas. Mostly because I see a lot of traps.
Okay,
Well, we
so
can work on
our-
that when you return.
Okay.
Our
Cool.
post-apocalypse plan now includes fight Kong again and do contracting work for Mala.
Yeah.
Yep. So you pack up your things. Mala escorts you past the further into the jungle, past her traps, which there are a lot of, following the river most of the way until she reaches a point where she says, "You should be safe from here. You just continue upriver. Once you can see the fort, try to stay out of sight. I'm sure they'll have eyes out. And stay out of the water until you're ready to make your approach."
Is there stuff in it?
Yes, lots of stuff.
Oh, cool.
It seems that they are able to command many aquatic beasts to their will.
Oh, that's annoying.
So you gather up your things, or you say your goodbyes to Mala, and you continue without her through the jungle until you reach a point where around the bend, the like hillside gives way, and you can see the tops of the keep. Upon your approach from a safe distance, trying to stay obscured by the underbrush, you see the decrepit and expansive fortress that was at some point built here on the banks of this river, though it seems that the river has consumed part of it. The keep is half submerged into the water. The gates now stand open with water flow leading into an interior courtyard that you can't really see from your distance. You see several boats and rafts and things that are tethered outside and just beyond the entrance to this gate. Scaffolding seems to have been built up around the exterior and interior to allow for people to walk along or stay dry, moving around this submerged part of the fortress. However, what seems to be the biggest addition that the cult has brought here is you see a massive steel water wheel that has been built and is currently rotating slowly along with the current. And attached to that water wheel are massive cables that seem to be connected to some sort of generator that spark every now and then, given their probably poor design, generating and feeding electricity further into the fort. There are also some large tubes that are fed into the river, which seem to be either for waste disposal into the river or to siphon water into the fort. There's one massive one on the northernmost side of the keep upstream. There's another one downstream as well. You're talking about like a 5-foot diameter tube. And from this distance, you can see the signs of people moving, keeping guard, and activity around this fortress. It does seem like there are people here.
Just takes a moment to be sad at the shoddy construction of the generators, but
Are they supposed to do that?
they should not. And it is a miracle, given all the water that is around, that these sparks have not caused further issues, but I suppose As long as there's enough water, it is dispersing the charge throughout to a non-harmful degree.
What if we made it a problem and cut off their power supply in the base? What if we just broke it?
Probably force a patrol out this way. We could knock them out and steal their clothes.
I love disguises.
I don't know if they'll fit me though. Big shell.
Doubling back on the prisoner thing, we could say, well, Thea and I could say that we captured you and Jazz on our patrol.
Yeah. That's fun.
I wouldn't say you know, messed up the generators just in case there's like a penalty of death sort of thing, but like trespassers. What's the worst that could happen? You getting shot?
Shoot us on sight and have very accurate marks, people.
There is that. But as a monk, I know I can do it.
You're probably
I
the
can
best
deflect
person to get
missiles.
shot at. Honestly.
Yeah. Big back.
So, options. Prisoner plan,
Prisoner
disguise plan. Those are kind of the same plan. Sneak plan. I think break generator should be part of all the plan.
Yes. Just trying to figure out. I don't know if this is maybe something we need to roll Arcana for, but when Kong was talking about wards, is that far more likely to be magic, or would somehow the generators be powering the wards? Or can I just not tell at all unless I get closer?
I'd say with something like that, you're gonna have to do a perception check for me. Actually, I think it's gonna be from this distance what you're gonna need.
I've gotten so many 6s on my d20s tonight, so that's 12 total. But yeah, I've had 4 6s tonight.
Yeah, with that kind of scanning around, you don't see any obvious warding from where you're at. It is possible they may be using this technology to like augment an arcane ward somewhere in the base, but without actually inspecting whatever this device is or whatever this spell might be, it's hard to tell.
All right. Well.
Flame strike.
I could cast a fireball at it. But given the amount of people around, I can't imagine anything other than a covert entrance would go over well. Covert including pretending to be a returning patrol with prisoners.
Now, are there like grounding implements around it? If I were to cast a call lightning to make it look like, oh, you know, freak storm blowing by.
To like strike the generator with.
Yeah.
Just like overload the generator.
Because if we really
Again-
want to... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying you could do that. That would depend on their reaction and their knowledge of the arcane. It's possible that somebody in there, I mean, because with Call Lightning, you get the centralized like 100-foot cloud that appears and the lightning bolt comes down. I would say, given these people's affinity for primordial magics and what these cult, you'd be surprised if there was nobody in there that's like, hey, that could have been an attack. That might be a spell.
All right.
But weird arcane stuff happens all the time, you know, around these parts. So, or weird, weather patterns are happening all the time in the valley. So, It's hard to say.
I was gonna say if we really wanted to sell it, give me another 8 hours. I can prep a control weather. Make it seem a lot more stormier, and then have the call lightning hit.
I mean, that'd be pretty good. Because then while they're dealing with that, we can get in another way. Then we could just sneak in.
The poor guard that says lightning never hit him twice.
So Yorha starts preparing different spells. The rest of us lie in wait for a possible patrol to ambush.
Either that or I can scout around and try to find another way in. It's probably less of a risk.
Indeed. And I can make you invisible today. So,
I could also cast Pass Without Trace if we needed it.
Let's do that. I like this plan. We can use that as, I mean, it sort of pulls double duty because we're going to cut off their power, and then also that's a big distraction.
Well, can help him polymorph tonight. There we go.
so
Okay.
Yorha starts prepping spells. Invisible Thea goes scouting. Shellac and Jazz wait to possibly subdue patrols in that time.
That works. All right. So let's do, since Thea's is the most active, we'll go ahead and do that one first. So you casting invisibility on her?
Yep.
Okay. So Thea, you are once again invisible. And can begin to sneak in or towards. Are you making a water approach? Or are you going to stay on land?
How much water is it?
It's a river.
I mean, is it like super wide? Would it be super wide for me to cross, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's about 60 feet across.
Can I be invisible? No, I'm gonna swim.
Okay. And like I said, with the fortress, it's half of the fortress is sort of submerged underwater.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, okay. Go ahead and make me your first stealth check.
$25.
All right, 25. You quietly slip into the water, begin to cut through the currents easily enough with your aquatic nature, heading towards the fort. So, getting a closer view. The first thing you come up is you are approaching from the south, heading north through the currents to the fortress. You come across this pipe that feeds into the river. It does look like it's some sort of like it is spewing something out into the river. Do you want to get close enough to sort of inspect what that is?
That depends. Can I smell it from here?
Yeah, it's
Because if it's gross, I don't want to.
It's not like, no, it's like refuse. So it doesn't have it doesn't have that sort of smell to it, but it does have kind of like an acrid odor.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to figure out what's going on there. You approach, and I think as you're getting closer, you do feel this like
like sort of this tingling sensation as you're getting into like the diluted water, and you from what's coming out, you get closer to get a better idea as getting a bit more up to where the tunnel is, where the pipe is. Go ahead and make me a, oh boy, what would it be? Investigation?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
26.
26. Okay. What you're able to gather getting this close is whatever's coming out of that pipe it's diluted, but it's acidic. The pipes itself seem to be slightly corroded. It looks like water. It has a slight like tinge to its coloring, kind of a yellowish tinge, but it is it looks like they are sort of pumping this stuff out through. And when I say pumping, it's not like spewing, like pouring out of the pipe. It's like a slow, kind of steady stream coming out.
They're trying to get it out.
Yeah, it's, from what you can tell, based on this distance, is that it's probably not enough that it would like immediately dissolve any like living or organic matter that went through it, but over time it would probably start to burn, and it would start causing some pain and discomfort. So that's coming out through this pipe. You want to inspect anything more here, or continue closer to the fort?
Can I see like in the pipe?
Mhm.
So like, can I
Yeah,
see
I'd
like
say it's about
daylight
5
on the other
feet.
side, or?
You could walk through it. No, it seems like it goes. Based on you can tell externally is that it goes on for about 20 feet, and then it sort of banks off underground. It looks like it goes a far way.
Okay. So we'd be in there for a long time. Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
Mental notes taken.
You swim up to the submerged walls of the fort. You see again, there's this like the scaffolding that provides kind of a dock out here. Staying underneath that, there are some footfalls above you of some of these presumably cultists that are patrolling out just immediately along the fort's walls, its perimeter, staying there having idle conversation. You swim up to the gates, and you can peer around inside. You can see that this is whatever this lowest courtyard here has been completely flooded. There are a number of boats docked in here as well as a large cage along one of the sides, probably about 40 feet across and 20 feet up, comes up out of the water and just submerged down into it. And in that cage, you see 6 giant crocodiles that are kind of just floating around in there, fitted with like saddles.
Hi, buddies.
There are more guards and more cultists in here. There's like a lower, wherever the courtyard would hit. So if this was a keep, there's a courtyard, there's a wall, and then there's like a higher level. That higher level is now like the lowest like surface, lowest like dry level of this fortress. There you can see the sort of the workings of the cult here. There is some machinery. There is looks like racks for like weapons and other like fishing implements, things like that. Working on more boats. Just the general signs of their work and processes here. Probably about 6 or so more cultists that are walking around and working on equipment and making repairs, things like that. From here, you can see that generator, which you kind of hear like a steady thrum of the water wheel turning as it generates the electricity. The large cable that comes off the back of it stays above the water, and then is like bolted to the sides of the stone wall of the fort. It actually feeds through the like what would be the main hall or the main keep of the fortress, and goes inside some open doors. Everything's sort of bolted down. It looks like it's a pretty stationary device that's been here for a while, but it feeds into the building itself, and you can't see too far inside, but you gather that it's powering something in there. Anything else you see here? No, I think that's about it that you see right now.
Is there any way, if I like dive down, is there any way to get in that's underwater?
You could look. You dive down under the surface and go swimming around. Make me a perception check.
Let's see. Plus 26.
Nice. Since this used to be the courtyard, you could see it's heavily eroded. There's a lot of silt built up, so it's sort of hard to see down here. But you do find the remains of like what would have been like an old stable structure and a guard outpost and things like that at this lowest level. There is, it looks to be some sort of where this. So, I'm trying to paint a good word picture here. That wall that leads to the higher level, where the cults are working on their boats and stuff. Underwater, as you follow it down, it looks like there are passageways into here that would have led into the fortress when it was above water. So there are some. They are sort of. One of them is blocked by like rubble and rocks. Another one looks like there are some rocks piled up, but it's kind of been. Some of them have shifted, so you can see a little bit of an opening leading inside. All of it seems to be flooded, so you gather there's probably more water beyond. But by shifting some of those rocks, you could enter through one of these passageways. You aren't entirely sure where they would go from here, though, unless you want to try going in.
You know I do.
But as you're here, you can also see there's before you head inside, you can see the water wheel there, and then there's the one other pipe on the northern side of the water wheel, which does not seem to be spewing anything. In fact, it's kind of angled so that it's catching the current as it's coming through. It looks like it's feeding water into the fort. But if you want to swim down to where these rocks are, you can try to start clearing some aside. Make an athletics check for me.
Okay. $16.
16. Okay. You are able to move enough of the rocks aside for you to slip in. The passage is very dark, but I think you have dark vision, so it doesn't really affect you as you begin to move in. It's sort of a weird experience because everything is submerged, and you can see what would have been a entrance tunnel to one of the lower areas of this fortress, kind of gently slopes upwards, and you're swimming at like a slight, like a 45-degree incline as you're going into the fort, and eventually it opens up into a pavilion, and you can see light up ahead at the surface of the water.
Can I do like a crocodile peek? Just like
Yes. So you come peeking up through the top, and as you do, you can see inside here. You're in an interior pavilion for this this fort. You can see the ground here is sort of broken, where everything is kind of the fort that has remained on land stays is at the elevation that was before and is stable. And this area of the fort has kind of broken away. It's like fractured stonework that has been tried to stay and repaired, and it looks like it has been sort of braced with some iron beams that the presumably the cultists have put in. You hear some footsteps moving above you, and you can see a couple of these cultists that are all wearing, whereas you saw with like the air cult, they're wearing the Feathergale Society. They have their knights regalia, and then the earth cultists are all dressed as like monks. These individuals seem to be wearing a lot of like bone and more natural pieces of armor that have been like stitched together and tied together. Not nearly as good of equipment, or the equipment that they're wearing isn't nearly as good. But you also notice that most of them aren't human. There are some lizard folk. There are some other. There's some like gnolls. There are a number of other like hobgoblins and other like non-human members of this cult. The movement kind of moves aside, and you begin to hear a bit of like conversation. And you see walking around the edge of the room and heading towards a back entrance, where you can also see this cable that's feeding electricity continues through this room as well, and back to what looks to be like a stairwell at the very back of this large pavilion that would lead down further, though the water doesn't reach over there. But heading towards the stairwell, you see a familiar face. You see a Jim. Though they are
right.
sort of hard to recognize at first, because they have a very their face looks like they have some like heavy scarring that has long since healed over, but they are sort of mauled and a little disfigured. But the voice and their disposition, you recognize them almost immediately, and they are currently in conversation with somebody else that is moving along with them, and saying, well, we appear to be right on schedule. I am not sure how much longer it'll take, but the power levels are holding strong, and we're beginning to see some signs of activity, so I wouldn't give it that much longer. If we can, try to see if we can check on the generators and see if we can increase the output. I think in this last stage, it's going to be crucial that we maintain a steady pulse at intermittent ratios. If you could go check with Gull. Let me sure I have this name right. Hold on, I'm saying names. I don't know. Yeah, make sure you check with the Gull to make sure the perimeter is secure. We've received reports of the ill happenings from both the hatred and the. We haven't heard much from the Black Earth, so I have to imagine that they'll be here soon. Have you seen Gar? And the technician with them says, yes, sir. He's down below right now. He says, good. I need to speak with him at once. And he closes a folder that he was looking through, very quickly heading off towards the steps and descending them.
Okay. I'll go back.
Okay. You begin to swim back to where your group is. Yorha is still resting. As far as Jazz and Shellac. Yeah, the two of you are watching from a distance, trying to keep an eye out. I'm not going to make perception checks because this is pretty easy to spot if somebody is coming out of the keep. You do see, after Thea's been gone for about 10 minutes now, you watch as you hear kind of a, sounds like metal scraping coming from inside the fort, like a cage opening, and moving at a moderate pace coming out of the fort. You see two of these cultists, weapons strapped to their back, and wearing their sort of bone armor, riding on the backs of giant crocodiles. And they come gliding out of the keep and begin to head downstream.
I kind of whisper to Jazz, do you think we should try to take them out, or what do you think we should do?
Well, we could attempt to pursue them downstream and attempt to apprehend them. Though, if they're simply wearing bone materials, that is far less of a uniform than the other cults have worn. I do not know if we would be able to pass ourselves off as members as easily. But there is still merit in taking out 2 of their number and keeping them from doing whatever it is they're doing.
Problem is, when they come back to report, if they don't,
Yeah.
So perhaps we should just leave them be.
Yeah, just observe them. Okay.
Okay. You observe them pass. They come pretty close to your location on the other side of the river, but they continue heading downstream. And a few moments later, I guess you can't see her because she's invisible. But Thea emerges from the water.
Get right next to Yorha. Boo.
Thea. Reaches out.
No, it's not Thea. I'm a ghost. Ow!
Jazz is weighing turning off the invisibility versus the potential tactical advantages of still having an invisible Thea.
Yeah, she still was probably about 45 minutes left on her invisibility at this point.
Well, you better get out of here before I decide to exercise you with some fire.
I don't think you exercise ghosts.
I think
They
it's
don't even have
called immolation.
muscles.
Isn't it immolate? I thought fire was immolate.
Purge them in holy hellfire.
You'll have to burn my bones.
I don't have enough salt.
Well, you're haunted forever. I found a bunch of stuff.
Great. I don't have control weather, but what I can do is control water and target the river underneath the water wheel and make it spin really, really fast.
That's good too.
So if they are relying on having a steady output, then perhaps attacking the generator is simply all we need to do to disrupt whatever it is they're doing.
So we're definitely gonna want to attack the generator. Oh, they have a gym,
Who doesn't have a gym at this point?
a radical gym, and he was saying some stuff about, oh man, he was saying some stuff about the generator, and then the power levels were good, but then they were gonna need to up them, and there was some activity, and then some words I didn't understand. But it sounded bad. and I am making a leap and assuming that the power they need is coming from the big zappy thing. So, also, I found a couple of ways in. There's a tunnel underwater. It's kind of blocked by rocks. I moved enough so I could get through, so your hawk could probably fit. But they're pretty heavy and underwater. Goes into the courtyard. There's also some open doors where the cables are going from the big generator, and they go inside, and then they run through the courtyard and stuff. And then there's a pipe with some gross water coming out of it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't totally acid, but if it was kind of long, and if you stay in there too long, it's probably going to burn.
Great.
Not that pipe.
And a cage of crocodiles.
Yes, we saw 2 crocodiles emerge with riders.
Yeah,
many
they
of
have
them?
saddles.
If this assault would take over a week, I think I could probably awaken all the crocodiles.
Based on what I understood that Radical Jim was saying, I don't think we have that long.
Right.
That would be cool, though.
Did you manage to see anything that might have had something to do with the wards Kong mentioned? And did you get any information on the whereabouts of your quarry?
I saw a bunch of cables. Oh yeah, and he's totally in there. I heard Jim talking about him.
All right.
They said he was down below. But I saw where they went. And the stairs. So whatever's important is probably down there. But I could get us there.
Great. Hmm.
There is the issue of 'cause Thea, you and I can traverse the water just fine, but they will need to breathe, and that is not a spell I have prepared today. We could prepare it for tomorrow,
Yeah.
or we could.
I have a bottled breath.
How long do those
How long?
last? Because I think I have one too, but I don't need it.
Don't need to breathe for 1 hour.
That
So
would
if-
probably
If we have
do
4,
what we. Yeah.
that could
I
at least
can-
get us in.
I can maintain my beast shape for 4 hours.
And I mean, worst comes to worst, I can hold my breath for an hour. So if it's just a matter of getting in and then getting into the main area, like I can just I'm able to hold my breath for an hour. So I may not even need to use it.
Okay. So, sounds like, yeah, the 4 of us should be able to. The breathing part is not the
Jonah
issue.
stands awkwardly to the side, is like, yeah, I'll take one of those.
He can't smoke underwater.
Not with that attitude.
Getting us all in stealthily, that's going to be trickier, though I guess Pass Without a Trace is probably our best bet there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can definitely cast that on I think all of us.
I think it's an aura around you.
Yeah. It's any creature within 30 feet.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat. Yeah.
So, yeah, you can definitely get everyone with that.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and cast that.
Okay, so we're doing this.
Yep.
Follow me.
Okay, so you're following Thea to the underwater tunnel to get into the cavern, or into the keep. All right. You all take your. Well, I guess we're gonna bring Jonah along for this ride because we only have like 30 minutes left, and we won't need to do too much with him. I'm hoping. Jonah sticks one of the bottles in his mouth, and the rest of you take a deep breath if you need to. Heading underwater. I guess Yorha, you turn into a fish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jumping into the water, you follow Thea's direction to the passage. I'll go ahead and say, so you're casting Pass Without Trace already. Let's go ahead and get stealth checks from everyone, including, if you don't mind, Savannah still running Jonah for a little bit, including Jonah.
Let me pop his sheet back up.
I know I said at the beginning you'd only have to run him for that first fight, but I think it's going to make more sense for us just to keep him.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, no, I don't mind doing checks and stuff. It was just trying to avoid having to run in for a full combat.
Sorry. I'm glad I did the Pass Without a Trace, because that would have been 8, but it's 18.
I am in
For
the same
stealth.
boat. I also got an 18 with Pass Without Trace.
All right.
Okay, Jonah got a 20. Good for you.
Good job, Jonah.
Thea got
Infinity.
Whipper Yorha got a 33.
40.
Okay.
Am I on this plane?
You have a little. You have a little bit of trouble following Thea. One, because she's invisible, and two, because she is.
Oh, I forgot I had advantage. Yeah, that one's worse. I'm playing Pathfinder.
Yeah. You do your best guiding them to this tunnel. You follow her verbal instructions from what she said when she was on shore with you, and you find this this tunnel here. Nothing in the water above you seems to detect your presence. Even some of the gators that are like crocodiles that are swimming around underwater at the bottom of this cage. None of them seem to react to your movement. You reach the tunnel, which Thea has cleared enough away that yes, her and Yorha can get through. You guys are gonna have to clear a bit more out for the rest of you. So if somebody wants to make a strength check for that, or athletics.
Probably a Jonah roll.
Jonah's good at that.
Okay, Jonah will do that then.
He's so strong. Okay, Jonah. 19 plus 8.
All right, very good.
He's
So,
very strong.
27. Yeah, he very easily, without making a lot of noise or disturbing a lot of the silt down here, moves enough of the rocks aside so that you all can proceed through this tunnel. And after a minute or two longer, you arrive at this the pavilion where you can see the reflective sheen of the water surface above you. So if you emerge through that, you'll be back out. You guys all climbing out.
I'm peeking.
Yes.
Okay,
First.
peeking first. You stick your invisible head up out of the water,
Whipper face right next to hers.
which does mean there's just like a hole that forms in the water for a moment around your neck. And you look from side to side. You catch the receding footsteps of one of the cult members that had just moved through here, but it doesn't seem like anyone is immediately in this cavern or in this pavilion. So you all climb out of the water as quietly as possible. Your movement dampened by this Pass Without Trace spell. There are a couple of passages leading out from here, going to different areas of the keep, but there is the one staircase that you saw Jim go down, where that this cable is also feeding down through. I assume that's the direction you guys want to go. All right. You begin to follow this the staircase leading down further and further, and it descends about 30 or 40 feet or so. But again, no water. It seems that whatever here has been sealed off enough that the water isn't getting through. Ancient stone construction that it looks like it has been patched and modified by the cult to keep it in repair. Following alongside this 3-foot wide electric cable the entire way, which again at some points you can see like sparks kind of forming on the edges of where the cable seems to be sort of fraying, and you just get this like humming sensation as you're descending deeper into the earth. It eventually levels out to a chamber. And the chamber itself has been outfitted with racks along the sides, so you can see that there are these like coats that have been thrown over the or like hanging on pegs on the wall, as well as some like boots and other gear. It looks like safety equipment. Most of it appears to be rubber. And then at the other end of this room extends about 20 feet to a closed set of heavy wooden doors.
Flame strike.
No, I presume
No.
we need to get the doors open first. We should all don that equipment. It will protect us from the electricity to an extent.
Am I able to wear any of that equipment?
You could wear the boots and the gloves.
Right.
You could probably get one of the coats on, but it's gonna be more like a cape.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, let's do that. I'll have a rubber cape.
All right, you guys all don your alternative costumes.
Our player 2
And-
costumes.
Yeah. Head to the back of the room, and you can hear from the other side of this door just the steady kind of like thumping. Just
Does it sound like machinery or something, a creature moving?
it sounds more like machinery.
Well, once we are through, assuming there is no one we need to immediately dispatch, I can perhaps try and ascertain how the machinery works, see if there's a way to shut it off or otherwise disable it.
Could I insight check the machinery for a possible, or would it be more arcana to check on like possible power sources, things that would, if I threw a monkey wrench in it, would it like really cause a problem?
Maybe once you see it, there may be a way. But yeah,
Okay.
well, once you can't see it right now because the door's still closed. But do you guys open the door?
Well, let's open it. I'm still invisible. Open and looking.
Okay, push the door open and look inside. When you open the door, you are hit with a very damp, like kind of humid sensation. In fact, the door itself on the other side, as you're catching like the backside of one of the double doors, it looks like kind of like half rotted from like the humidity in the air here. And there's an echoing to this thumping that you're hearing that is amplified as you can finally look into this chamber, as what you see beyond is a cavern of immense proportions, several hundred yards, extending out to either side. There's this massive excavated space that exists here, giving you a sense of vertigo as you peer out into it. There's a walkway, a metal walkway, immediately upon entering. And that walkway seems to extend out to both sides, and there's more platforms and other spaces that are built out around this cavern. And you can see signs of a few dozen people probably working in here, all spread out pretty far away from the entrance that you're currently in. There are catwalks that crisscross over this cavern, which leads down to a dark pit in the center, which extends almost the entirety, and this laced across the top of this cavern, you see that this cable feeds into several other dozen cables that wind their way bolted to the cavern ceiling. And hanging from those are devices that are intermittently positioned, about 7 of them, all extending across the length of this cavern. Some of these devices appear to be giving off every other device seems to be giving off this this mist to it, kind of like the grocery store misters for the produce section, which is what's adding to the dampness in here as this mist is steadily falling down into the cavern below, beyond the catwalks. Looking at all of this, though, there's suddenly a flash as you see the other pylons hanging from the ceiling spark with electricity, and you can see that electricity crackles through the air and then strikes something down below. And as you look over and into the darkness of this chasm, you can see that there appears to be some sort of floor about 20 feet below the catwalks that everything is built over. A rocky, kind of disformed surface. And then another spark of electricity goes off. And you realize that it's not a floor, it appears to be scales. Another spark of electricity goes off, and what you realize is that half buried here is a colossal lizard-like creature that has been sort of that seems to have been buried amongst the earth, excavated, and these lightning strikes are feeding down into it, kind of a wave of electrical current washing over the creature each time one of these bolts hit.
I think maybe that's what he was talking about.
Is it just me, or is this a whole lot of nope?
Maybe it's friendly.
Looks off to Thea, but definitely away from her. Are you sure about that?
Over here, Dum Dum.
Are you sure about that?
No.
I
You don't
feel
know
like
until you
this
try.
thing I feel like this thing is being tortured. Or being forced.
If this is a beast like the Guardian, but corrupted, then if Kong was fed by electricity, then perhaps they're doing the same here.
Maybe we can fix it.
You hear the sound of footsteps from one of the platforms to your right, and you can see two figures beginning to approach as they are heading across the catwalks and seem to be coming towards the door that you are all peeking out of right now.
Incoming.
Does it look like Jim and someone else, or is it just two figures?
Two random technicians.
Is there a clipboard nearby?
There's a clipboard hanging on the wall next to the rack of equipment.
Yorha yoinks it, takes out a pen, and starts writing as he like looks away from the door.
I'm hiding. I'm invisible.
I'm just gonna try to duck behind something as best as I can as a giant turtle covered in
Well, you guys
rubber.
are good
there's nothing-
disguised.
You are disguised. So there's nothing really to hide behind if you're going to stay in the room that you're in. You hadn't really left into this big cavern yet. You guys were just looking through the door and you see them coming through. So your plan right now is to try to look nonchalant as these attendants possibly come through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm as nonchalant as possible.
Okay.
My plan is to not look like anything.
I'm going to have you all roll. I'm going to give you two options here. Is you can either roll performance or you can roll stealth charisma.
Performance.
That'll be the same roll for me.
What's stealth charisma?
If you have proficiency, you're going to roll stealth, but instead of using dexterity, you use your charisma instead. It's sort of like a social blending in.
It's gonna be the same for me. I'm just gonna do performance.
It's basically
Okay.
Hitman where you interact with something that's blended.
right.
yeah.
That's a 14 for me.
I got an 18 for a performance check.
I guess Jonah's doing this too, huh?
Yeah, Jonah does have to do this too.
That's pretty
He has
good.
good charisma, though.
Charisma?
I don't know if he has proficiency in either performance or stealth.
No, he has intimidation. Can he be like angry foreman Jonah?
You're gonna have to break me off a piece of that if we get to that point. I think right now you guys are trying to be like just as inconspicuous as possible. If it gets to that, we can see.
He'll do performance. You rolled very good.
Intimidation will draw attention to you.
23 for Jonah.
Okay.
I'm going to use a flash of inspiration to get myself up to 11.
Oh God. Okay, so we had 11 and 18. What was Shellac again?
I was 14.
14. Okay. After a few moments, the doors open and you hear a bit of conversation as they're coming through. One of them turned to the other and saying, I'm not sure how much more we're going to be able to get here. I mean, there's only so much the machine can take. They stop for a second and look. Sorry. I'm kind of like pushing through the room. They both of them giving kind of strange looks to the four of you as they take off their protective supplies and hang them on the rack and still having their conversation, but seeming a little bit off-put that people are here. One of them stopping and saying, I'm sorry. I think actually looks to Jazz because of the middling role and says, I'm sorry, I don't think I've met you before. Are you on the team?
You haven't met me yet. I'm a outside specialist Dr. Jim brought in for the final stages of the operation.
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm Davidson. What's your name?
Johnson.
Johnson. Oh, what's your specialty?
The fusion of magic and technology.
Interesting. I hadn't known that we were going to be bringing in any outside specialists for this. Are you looking for the doctor?
Not at the moment, no. But he just wants to make sure the final stages go all according to plan. No room for any hiccups.
Right. Go to make a deception check for me.
Using another flash of inspiration, that gets me up to a 17.
That's good. Okay. He goes, right. Well, we're heading on break. The doctor's in there right now, but I might stay away from bed. He's giving an update to the boss. So it's good to meet you, Johnson. Kind of looking over the others in the group that don't stand out as much. The two of them begin to head their way up the steps.
Yorha turns to where he thinks Thea is and shows him that he's been drawing dicks all over the clipboard.
How's your research now?
Slides that back in.
Gonna be a surprise for somebody next time they do a. I bet, like, I want to believe that it's just like the bathroom cleaning sheet, like that, like restaurants that rest stops have.
I really hope it's like some sort of audit report.
Yeah. Loss prevention. It's like, who did this?
So you've successfully navigated that hurdle. You heading inside? Where are you guys going?
Going in.
Yeah.
Various
All right.
workstations to blend in.
You enter through the doors back into this damp room, kind of sparking with electricity on these metal walkways. You're gathering the importance of wearing this safety materials. You look around and you do notice a couple. So there are all these like workstations where like the generators are feeding through, and where they're these platforms all around. But at the center of the room is one, like above some of the pylons. There's one much larger platform. And I think in the sparking electricity and the low light, even with that, Thea, you make out the silhouette of two figures standing up there, one of which seems to have a large crab claw for an arm.
I'm gonna creep closer and see if I can listen to them.
Okay. So Thea goes creeping off a little bit from your group. The rest of you trailing a bit behind as you're walking your way through this passageway or across these walkways. Thea, you grow closer, and you do see the person you recognize as Gar Shatterkeel speaking with Dr. Jim. They're at a terminal up here that has a number of like devices that are giving various like readouts, and Gar is looking over some of them and staring down, looking at the creature, and you're catching the end of the conversation with Jim saying, and as I was telling you, that it's vital during this last bit of the revivification that we're maintaining a steady input. I fear that without stabilizing our energy levels, that the results may be catastrophic. Who knows what might happen to the creature then? So it best to be cautious, I think, and dial it back for a moment and not try to rush the process. And Gar turns around, wheeling around on. You see their sort of pale skin with this like bluish tint to it. They have the crab claw that extends from their right arm, and these like barnacles growing along the sides of their face. Shaved head, a couple of tattoos that are pronounced against their pale skin, and he wheels around and clutching in his other hand is a trident that has the same sort of magical aura that you have grown used to with the weapons that you carry, that you claim from the other cult leaders. Gar says, I've said this before and I'll say it again, Jim. We need to be finishing this now. I've waited long enough for all of this nonsense to be sorted out. The creature must rise. I don't care about the risks. Get on it. We don't have much time. And Jim says, I understand, sir, but there are other factors we need to take into consideration here, and I fear that if we rush the process and there's a flash of movement as the crab arm of Gar locks around Jim's neck, kind of strangling him for a moment, choking out his words, and he says, I've had enough excuses. I don't know what that fire witch is up to in the north, but I fear it's only a matter of time before they make their move on us. From what I've heard from our scouts, they've already begun raiding the surrounding settlements. If we do not move fast, they'll be on us before we have a chance to bring the beast to bear. So, do it now, and I'll do my part. And Jim starts to, kind of gasp like he's trying to say something, and Gar releases him, and as he's choking, he says, and if you might ask, sir, what part is that? And without saying another word, Gar cracks the staff against the ground, and you see this powerful aura kind of emanating from him, as he seems to call for some of the magical properties of the staff, and you watch as from beneath you there is this swirling energy that begins to form around the beast itself. Water kind of washing over the body and rushing in a whirlpool around the edges of the cavern, feeding from something that you can't see. And as that happens, the electricity that is crashing down seems to flow. It seems to amplify, drawn further into the water. And Dr. Jim looks frightened as he's checking the readouts. And Gar says, I believe that'll help you make your decision. I'm giving you 5 hours to deal with this. Gar turns and begins to look down over the beast once again.
I'll go on the message stone and say,
Is dead, they're trying to bring it back.
Should I cast Shatter
Bad.
on the central platform and break the device? Are we doing this now, or are we heading back out to smash the generator?
I can double back on the generator. If things go tits up here, we'd want eyes on it.
I feel like destroying the generator does a good amount of distraction as well.
I'm not leaving.
Oh. What do you mean we're not leaving?
Double back, kill the generator, and come back in. I'm gonna hide.
Okay.
He's not getting out of my sight again. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
5 hours or less. That's the timeline he's working on. So hurry up.
Too long to make our way back, and if we are still in this attire, hopefully it won't raise too many questions.
Yeah, I think we can head back and do what we need to, and Thea can keep an eye on our targets.
All right.
Thea, would you like one of us to stay with you just in case? As backup.
No, I got it. You should look at the machine anyway.
Try not to kick things off until we're back.
I've never kicked anyone in my life.
You should try it.
Hurry up.
And thus the team does the dumb thing and splits up.
Everyone leaves except for Thea, heading back through the heading back up the staircase and subtly jumping back into the water to make your way to the river again. Thea, while you wait, stalking your prey.
I'm gonna find
from
somewhere to hide,
the shadows.
just in case, because I don't know how long I'm invisible for.
That's fine. Yeah, you head off and find a machine to duck behind. That's not on the central platform, but near enough to it. And wait there silently. The rest of you head back across the river. And as you are heading across, or kind of emerging from the river and making your plan on how to deal with the generator, you begin to hear another noise over the grinding of the water wheel. A steady but rapid thumping. And you can see some of the guards on the wall kind of stopping as well and looking up. And as you're seeing this, you see the trees, the boughs of the trees begin to move. And then gliding over the treetops, you see a helicopter, or what we would consider to be a helicopter, a double-bladed amalgamation of machine parts and vehicles and sputtering flames as it does, painted red with black markings on it of the fire cult, comes soaring overhead, and you watch as two barrels come falling out and then boosh, boosh, slam into the center of the courtyard, exploding in gouts of oil and flame, and an alarm begins to sound through the fortress. And at that same time, Thea, while you're inside, suddenly you begin to hear an alarm sound. This brrr, 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 and the whole room, and these alarms set into the sides of the cavern begin to flash, and panic begins to ensue. And that's where we're going to end the session for today, as the fire cult begins to make their attack against the crushing wave, or the cult of the eternal flame makes their attack against the cult of the crushing wave, and you are sort of caught in the middle of it. And that's where we're going to pick up in a month, unfortunately, because we won't have a session in 2 weeks, as I said at the top here, which I'm very sad about. But hopefully this cliffhanger will keep you satisfied until then. You guys also all level up, but we'll deal with that off stream. So, thank you, everyone out there, for watching. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, join us for our next show. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, we'll be playing Monster of the Week in a game called Slang 101. Svan has been running for a while now. You can find myself and her there. Otherwise, throughout the week, we'll have some other good shows. Some masks on Tuesday that Alex runs. And we'll be back for, I believe, Wild Space this coming Thursday. So check out all of our shows. You can see the links for the times and everything below our faces. If you're watching us live on Twitch, if you're on our YouTube, head over to Twitch page. You can see whatever we've got going on now. Does anybody have anything they want to promote before we call it? No? Okay. Well, thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you to my lovely players for being here and surviving. And we will see everyone in 4 weeks. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.